All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the College Block Party. Someone might have me up on notice. If you guys can mute. Awesome. Okay. Welcome to the College Block Party, you guys. My name is Cassandra, and I'm on the College Greenlight team. Thanks for joining us for day one of this session's online College Block Party, webinar series that celebrates first-gen college and underrepresented students on their journey to and through college. Today we have two presentations on deck, starting with Rowan University to learn more about unique programs and majors through a social justice lens. And next we have Occidental College, and they will talk about how a liberal arts college education can prepare you for whatever career path you choose. Before we get started, here's just a few tips on how to get the most out of the College Block Party. So as a lot of you have already seen, use the live chat feature on the right-hand side to chat with others in the room. A lot of you have been introducing yourselves, so as you join, make sure you say hello to your fellow Greenlight students. If you have a question, there's an Ask a Question tool down at the bottom. You can drop it in there. But note, there is no really right or wrong questions, but if you have anything that's personal, like about your GPA, your test scores, or your
ways for you to understand how to communicate with other people and other cultures. And again, this is to make the discipline and the environment that you're in a much better and welcoming place for you as a student.
Thank you so much. I think my next major may be engineering. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, well, we're up to number 4 in our list for our top 5, and what will that be? All right. So we need to look, when we go to colleges and universities, we need to look for faculty, right, that discuss and research a broad understanding of how ethics, philosophy, human rights, and history connect diversity and broad social issues. In layman terms, we need faculty who are conscious and aware of what the society holds and what you're being asked to do in your future careers. And so my colleague, Dr. Barnes, I'd like to kind of bring him in to ask him some questions about what does that mean for a student to ask these questions? Why does it matter if my teacher, and when you get to college, right, you'll call them your faculty, right, your faculty member. Why should I care? Why should they care about diversity and social issues? Why should that matter?
Well, I think the first thing is if you're a student right now planning to come to Rowan University and you're asking questions about social justice and about equity and access, good for you. That means you are checked into what's happening in society and in today's world, and you're ready to make a difference. So good for you, first of all, if you're asking those questions. Um, Secondly, if you're one thing that you need to be kind of focused on is not so much that you're um, as you're coming with this agenda to learn more about social justice, equity, and access, and that you're asking your professors also that you keep that same tenacity and hunger that you came in the door with to continue to challenge your professors to bring more information into the classroom to kind of suit the needs of the students. In the short time I've been at Rowan, I've watched the demographic shift happen in my classroom. And so, what does that mean for me? My students have new issues. My students have new concerns. The world has changed in a short time, so they have new missions, new goals, new focus. So, your job as a student is to bring that into the classroom, which is an open space and a safe space for you. Because in the College of Ed, we live under 4 pillars, which is knowledge, impact, diversity, and technology. And technology is probably the most important thing for now because we're on the cusp of online learning and teaching from home. And I know many of you, I saw in the chats, were noticing that we were having our own technical difficulties now. So technology is something that we are very keen on in the college of education, which is also a part of access. If you notice, all 4 of our pillars have something to do with access and equity. And so I would say bringing your ideas into the classroom. I tell my students that the educator or the faculty that I am not the only source of education. I'm not the only source of knowledge. You're going to bring in your own information, your own knowledge. We're going to challenge you with the theories and ideas that you have. We're going to introduce you to new theories, new thoughts, new ideas. And we're going to also integrate in some of the more staple, some of the more foundational approaches to equity, social justice, access. But the one thing that you have to come in with that I can recommend if you have a mission push social justice is you have to come in with that fire. You have to come in with that tenacity, that relentlessness. And the teachers, the educators here at Rowan, we will match you, and we'll continue to take you further down the path that you would like to walk. We are the facilitators of the information, but you have to continue to be hungry and want that information and want that change and that social impact that you're hoping to make.
Perfect. Thank you. So I think all of that is important. And you're speaking from a space of understanding diversity and social issues as a faculty member that will engage students and push them to be a more of a change. So if a student is coming to a college or university, who can they ask about their faculty? How do they ask the questions like, hey, like, is my faculty member woke? Are they conscious? Do they know about diversity? Who could they ask those questions to? Or what would be their first step, you think, in finding more about their faculty member? Future faculty member, I should say.
Future faculty member. Okay. So I think there's a couple of ways you can approach that at Rowan, and I would say these are some of the ways that I approach even understanding the faculty. As I'm a junior faculty at Rowan, pick up the phone, call some of these faculty members. There's not too many faculty on our campus who will not pick up the phone and talk to you or email exchange you. Secondly, go to Google, look up our bios, look up our links so you can figure out what our interests are, what we like to study, where we like to focus our time. Going to see what articles we have, Googling our names and seeing what comes up. Again, coming to our page, most of us will have our most recent work up there, or our most recent publications or conferences, but really just kind of, again, putting the onus back on the student to come and engage with us so we can tell you a little about who we are. I always like to tell my students, especially my freshmen, that college works both ways. You have to come in and put in a little bit of the work and put a little bit of the effort to find these answers that you're looking for, and we will definitely take you under our wings and to lead you where you want to go. And I know a lot of you are going to be taking Zoom classes or WebEx classes. I got a lot of students who say, "Hey, right before you check out, Dr. Barnes, just wait a few seconds. I want to talk to you." We'll talk on and on about theory and philosophy, whatever it is that you're interested in, and we also take into account your interests. I can't speak for all the faculty, but we all have our own assignments and kind of get to know you things. So just come talk to us, come reach out to us, check out our bios. Many of the college vet faculty are very active on Twitter and some of the social platforms that you are. You're gonna have to do a little bit of digging, but all the information is there.
I like that, right? Because at the end of the day, we're humans, and we got into this work because we wanted to make a change, and it doesn't stop with us; it begins with us. So, thank you for giving those tips. And so, my last question, because Dr. Barnes, he did mention that he's junior faculty, and what does that mean? It means that he is ready to go. He's been at Rowan University for 5 years, but has been excited. So excited that he can share a little bit about how he's connecting his passions with social justice and diversity with our Rowan Urban Teacher Academy. Can you share a little bit about that program and how you connect students with understanding more diverse situations and social issues?
Absolutely. So my research focuses on diversifying education by reaching out to underrepresented groups and historically marginalized populations, specifically Latinx of Mexican origin, African Americans. But again, as we look at how our country is changing, underrepresentation, it may include a totally different demographic 5 to 10 or 15 years from now. So my job is to make sure that everyone has access to an equitable education, higher education beyond post-secondary. So the Rowan Urban Teacher Academy is kind of something that allows me to do what I've been doing, which is work in urban communities to create new pipelines to not only higher education, but to the field of education. We're trying to get more students of color back into the classrooms and back in urban communities. So we have like a university community partnership with the city of Camden, in which we're working in the community of Camden to kind of create and introduce more students of color to the field of education and to the field of teaching. Something that was 50 to 60 years ago, something people of color had a monopoly on as far as education. But now that we're different demographics are moving into other areas, we find ourselves underrepresented in the classrooms. And I myself, as a public school teacher in Florida and Texas, noticed that in an area where there were a high Latinx population, we did not have a lot of Latino teachers. We didn't have a lot of African American teachers. So my goal through Rowan, Rowan is the kind of the figurehead I'm using to go back and do what I've been doing for a long time, which is community work and trying to bring in more students into more students of color into the field of teaching. And we also focus in rural areas because we know rural and urban communities have a lot of similarities. And so we do, under the guise of Rowan Urban Teacher Academy, focus on rural and urban. But I am one of the facilitators for the Camden location.
Thank you. I appreciate how you bring it to life and the Rowan experience to help our students today. And so, number 5 in our top 5 things you need to know when selecting a university or college with a social justice lens. You're looking for a college or university who seeks out and actively engages prospective students who are champions of diversity, inclusion, social justice, and academic excellence when applying to their college or university. Simply said, if you signed up for this presentation, we know that that's what you're looking for, right? And so Rowan University wants just that. We're looking for students, or another university could be similar to us, but specifically Rowan University, for a committed to promoting diversity and equity and inclusion through a variety of programs and experiential experiences for students. Each year, starting this year, Rowan University will recognize a cohort of incoming students comprised of freshmen, transfers, and even international students who demonstrate an exceptional commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion through their community and faith-based organization, and have exhibited this through experiential activities. I'm talking to you. If you're on this with a community-based organization, you're in the right space. Not only do you know that you're looking for something to be a change, you're looking for a university who wants that same thing in you. And so, like I said, starting this year, we would like to award up to $5,000 for 4 years for students who are looking to make that change. And so we're really excited to share these 5 top things that you need to know when selecting a university. And we wanted to make sure that you knew that Rowan University should be amongst those colleges or universities when you're looking for those top things. And so what I did promise you earlier was that we had a special guest with Miss Herring, who had an opportunity to gain access to talk a little bit more about impact. I wanted to before we bring on our special guest that Miss Herring brought in, our impact student, Miss Herring, would you like to add anything to the conversation of why it's important to have access and equity when looking for a major?
Definitely. And thank you for covering in that little bit of tumultuous exchange on technology. Access, I mean, the simplicity of it, and Dr. Barnes said it very well. We need to have a means of entry, right? And yes, Project Impact is about Black and brown males who need to be in education right now. It's criminal when you only have 2% in the entire nation that are Black males in front of our students, right? And even for the students who are on this, like you said, who signed up, it all starts with the teacher. So we need to have mirrors and not just windows looking out. Because right now, looking out a window is not so nice for many of our students. And so this should not be about privilege and advantage. My being educated is my right. So make sure that it is accessible, and a college that provides that is one that should be number 1, 2, and 3 on your list. And equity is not equality. Equity is about what do I need? What do I receive so that I can develop my full potential academically and socially? So it's about our students. So make sure you are taking it very, very critically. And I mean, looking at it, this is about me, my experience. Mm-hmm. And that's why Project Impact, I must say, is so crucial to our advancement in education. We've already seen with COVID and the pandemic with racial injustice, where we have gone wrong. So let's all be a part of making that wrong right.
Thank you. I think we all spoke and were able to share a little bit about how to make a change. And I appreciate you giving a deeper insight and helping to bring our special guest to bring it alive, Mr. Craig Jackson. I know you could care less about what we had to say. You want to hear from a student's perspective of what really does it mean to make a change as a student. And so, Craig, you decided to choose a major that, as Dr. Barnes shared, as Ms. Herring shared, has less than 2% of men of color in this major. So there is an equity and access issue. Could you share with me why choose this major and what makes it important now in this landscape that we're in of social justice?
Well, one of the things about, not only the United States, but the world that we live in today is most people feel like we're going on a downward spiral. And that's partly because of the racial divide. And one thing about me is I grew up in a town and a neighborhood where I didn't have too many Black teachers. I don't even recall having 2 teachers that were African American or, Latino, whether that was male or female, twice throughout my whole academic career until I got into a university. But through Impact and coming through Rowan and, just joining the team and just coming, we make a difference, and that's the goal, is to make a difference. And you have so much help around you. You have it all hands on, and you have all the access that you can possibly think of, and people just lending you help and guiding you to success to try to change. Then that way, kids that look like me, kids that look like all of us that grow up, or kids in general, can see new faces in the classroom. And that was the goal for me. And I think that's the goal for a lot of people.
Thank you. So I do have another question, and I promise we're going to get to the audience. So my question is, did you think about social justice when you were thinking about this major, or you just knew you wanted to make a change? What was the thought process when you were thinking about what you wanted to major in? What made you go in this direction?
Well, me, I want justice for everybody, but specifically, I feel like people of African American descent, or even any minority in the world, were put at a disadvantage, from the beginning. So that was, of course, in hindsight with everything. But joining this major, deciding to pursue this, career path, I really just wanted, as I said before, to help kids either like me or not like me see new faces in the classroom. We needed a new perspective, a new set of goals and a new set of things to experience in the classroom besides just the typical and the average and things that we see every day in movies and newspapers and even in real life. We don't want our kids to see the same faces in classrooms and get the same perspectives and the same set of eyes on history that that's portrayed to us. And I just wanted to come to Rowan, do the impact program, because I've heard of all the opportunities, and even greater than that, I just wanted to make an impact to the people that come next after me and the people that are going to be here, when I'm gone, because things that change start with us. And I feel as though change like that can start from me being one of those people to pursue that career and to pursue my major and to make a difference and end up in a classroom where I can make that difference.
Thank you so much. I am proud to call you a Rowan University student and prof. And so with that, the audience, I would love to hear your questions so that we can be able to field them from our panelists. And one of the questions are, I'm not sure what major I should start with when researching. What should I do? So the question, I guess the student wants to know, when you're looking for a major or how to select what you should major in, how can they look to find ideas or where they can look for social justice lens majors, but still make an impact? How do they find a major that has a social justice lens? What are some steps they can take? Anyone on the panel can answer.
I would say look around you. If anything, look around you. Look at the things in the media, or all of us scroll on Instagram, all of us go on Twitter, all of us play games, all of us watch YouTube or see ads on TV, things of that nature. The world isn't perfect. So just open your eyes and look around you and see what you have a problem with. see what you have an issue with. And it's all about taking the time, taking the courage. It doesn't even take much time. Just take the courage to stand up and try to be a difference and try to be a change. Nobody wants to live in a world that's on a downward spiral. No one wants to live in a world where black and white people hate each other or people can't get along for whatever reason. Nobody wants to live in that world. And I know I don't want to live in that world. I don't want my kids to live in that world. And I know that, and I'm only 19. So that just comes with taking a look around you, open your eyes, don't be so selfish, and just reach out. It can come from anything. Just, saying thank you to someone can spiral and snowball into something much greater. Just take the time to just open your eyes, and you never know. You might want to be that change, and you might want to step up, and that'll lead to your career.
So what I'm hearing you say is that let's dig deeper. What are we passionate about? Because every major or career can be a part of the change, right? So we just highlighted some possible majors and opportunities at Rowan University, but the top 5 questions you can ask. And in asking that, you can dig deeper to find out what are your passions that will lead you to making that difference. And so there is another question in the queue, and it says, I'm not that great in English and history, and I'm struggling. Should I even go to a university? Do I count myself out? So what does the panel have to say about that? If they're struggling with a certain academic area, should they just not come to college?
Never underestimate yourself into getting into college. Me, as a personal story, I struggled with English. Even in high school, even in elementary school, I struggled in English. And, going through these classes in my undergraduate career, I didn't think I was going to even pass English at a point. I think I failed English maybe twice in the college. But, with the resources that I had at my university, and, reaching out to the faculty and actually having those personal conversations with your professors, you'll be able to connect with them and say, hey, I'm lacking in this. Can you help me? And the most important thing you do is voice how you're doing in class. And the teachers see it. They see that, okay, this student is struggling, but they're not gonna, when you're in college, you have to take the 2 steps too. You can't just expect the teacher to, come to you. You're an adult now when you get to college. So if you need the help, just ask for the help, and no teacher is ever going to deny you from help. That is not why they're here. So don't underestimate yourself. You got this, and you got this even before you step on a college university.
Thank you. And so what I love in some of the questions, they want to know what students are a good fit for Rowan University. So what I didn't share with you in my introduction is that I'm a proud alum of 2001, and I'm a bit vintage as it relates to Rowan University alum, but I am home. Rowan is a medium-sized campus in a suburban setting in Glassboro, New Jersey, not 25 minutes outside of Philadelphia, so you kind of get a city feel if you want it. Come back to suburbia to lay your head and have the best of both worlds. And there are a variety of students that attend Rowan University. If the panel would like to share any experiences they've had with students and possibly sharing the variety of students that they've encountered, I'd love to get a little bit more of your insight.
As a current student that goes there, I walk the campuses every day. I've been walking the campuses since last year. I'm a sophomore. I can attest to that. There's something there at Rowan for everyone. And, if you like to do stuff, then there's always something for you to do. If you don't like to do stuff, then there's something still for you to do. It's all about finding where you're compatible at and where you fit. And Rowan's the best place to do that. There's so many people with all different type of backgrounds, shapes, colors, whether they're purple, green, black, white, it doesn't matter. You'll find something in everyone here that's different. You'll find something that's different as well. There's endless possibilities, not only here, but wherever you decide to go.
Perfect. I have a perfect question for Dr. Barnes. This student is saying, is it possible to spark discussions of change through other ways in your programs like art, for instance? So the fine arts and art, how can you spark change through the arts?
I think that's a great question. Whoever said that. There are many ways in the arts to spark change and to make an impact. And many of those ways, surprisingly enough, may not necessarily be in your artistic medium. They could be in a lot of ways. Could be just in what you're saying, what you do. I've worked for a lot of community-based initiatives where we're there for the arts, and they want a wall mural, or they want a song, or they want something else. And I've always thought, well, we can use art in another way to be transformative or to make another impact. We can reflect art from the community we're working in. So if you're working in a community, or if you're working in the Rowan community, which has a pretty which is a pretty diverse community and has an African American community, um, and you want to come and do some African American art, or you want to teach on African American art, or talk about African American art, or you want to talk about the art of Glassboro, if you want to talk about Glassboro's glass factory, you can bring that in to the discussion in art. You really don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to always be a piece of art you're presenting. Maybe you're or a piece of art that you're working on, but maybe you're taking the art within the community that you're in and reflecting it, and making it a part of the community. Maybe you're bringing in a picture that you want to post that's of that, or maybe you're bringing in pictures of your own neighborhood or your own community that you want to bring in. Maybe you're a photographer and you've taken pictures that you want to bring in class and talk about discussion what this particular picture means to you, or what it means to your community. Or if you're into Chicano art, if you're into graffiti art, there's a lot of ways to make an impact, sometimes through the act of doing the art, and through the act of talking about it and theorizing on it, and just literally showing pictures or playing songs and music and asking everyone what does it mean, because we can all relate. We can all relate to art. As a matter of fact, many of you, when you leave today, are gonna go listen to your favorite song, or go put on your favorite shirt or something. All those things are sort of kind of related to, or can be a part of, impact. Even the fabric that you wear could be a part of some kind of social change or impact, or something that is motivating. So I would ask uh, to be open-minded as it relates to what art means and how you can be impactful with it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know time flies when you're having fun. And I am excited that we've had such a great time with our short moments with our panel, but know that we are just a click away when it comes to Rowan University and visiting us in person and virtually. But it has been brought to my attention that some students did not get the top 5 things they should look for colleges and universities. So I'm going to list the top 5, and then I'm going to ask my panel for some parting words until next time. So top 5 things you should be looking for when selecting a university or college with a social justice lens. Number 1, a focus on academic success while focusing on an increased sense of belonging within a campus community. Number 2, look for academic majors that wrestle with questions related to helping everyone gain equality and access resources that promote health, education, safety, security, and justice. Number 3, look for an academic curricula that provide rich field experiences that connect knowledge and a global society. Number 4, look for faculty that discuss and research a broad understanding of how ethics, philosophy, human rights, and history connect diversity and broad social issues. And last but not least, look for a university that seeks out and actively engages prospective students who are champions of diversity, inclusion, social justice, and academic excellence when applying to their college and university. In essence, we're looking for you. And so with those parting words, I would love to hear from Dr. Farin. If you could share with me a little bit, the last tidbit for our students today, and then you're gonna leave the stage for us until next time.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, when it comes to being a college student, I am always surprised at just how creative y'all are when it comes to coming in and actually designing things and trying to figure out solutions for the problems that we present you. So, whatever, ideas you may have, don't discount them. They're very valid. And again, we are just trying to leave this planet in a better spot than how we found it. So again, we're trying to open doors and windows for you all to go through and to express yourselves and your ideas. So honestly, don't ever discount yourself, and always bring your own life into what you do, especially when it comes to being a college student. So with that, thank you very much, and
Thank you.
I hope to see you all at Rowan.
You. Up next to give their parting words, Miss Alana Brown.
Yes, it was so good to be on this panel. Very helpful information, and I hope everyone who's listening, they take heed into the information that was given today. Definitely some advice when entering college: do not sell yourself short. Don't underestimate yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and join a community that fits right for you. And yeah. Hope to see you at Rowan University soon. And thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Up next to the stage for parting words, Dr. Barnes.
I would say stay hungry for knowledge. Stay tenacious. Continue to go and search what you're looking for. Continue to grow yourself and go seek the knowledge that you want to find. It's all here at Rowan. Just continue to be hungry. Keep going to get that information. Keep grinding.
Thank you so much.
Go profs.
Thank you. Last but certainly not least, Miss Herring. Oh, I can't hear her.
Okay, wait, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're there.
Okay,
You're there.
let me make this quick before I get off again.
Okay.
I'm being very, very sincere when I say this to tomorrow's leaders, movers, and shakers. This is your time. I understand scholarships, region, location, but let me tell you, we hear you loud and clear, and I am very anxious to be led by the mass of you. So take this seriously and ask, don't let the college ask, what are you going to do for us? What do the numbers say for us? What are you going to do for me and my brand? That is what you should be asking the colleges and institutions say they want you. So do you, as they say, trust me, trust yourselves. It's going to work its way out because you're leaders. So show everyone that's what you are and get that access and make sure that it's equitable for your brand and what you wish to do to make some changes up in this piece. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
So we've had a great opportunity to speak with you, and I'm going to bring Cassandra back to the stage to close us out. But I thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you at rowan.edu. We have virtual presentations that can, my friend Brittany Cleveland is going to close us out. And so this is the first of many conversations. We're looking to see you soon. And this is just the beginning in a world of change. Thank you.
And thank you so much, team at Rowan. I will be joining you all very soon to the Occidental presentation. So hang tight as my colleague Cassandra transitions you out. She has a couple updates, but I will be seeing you all in our next session soon for Occidental and talking about liberal arts education. All right, on to you, Cassandra.
Thanks, Brittany, and thank you so much to everybody who joined us, and thank you to the Rowan team. You guys are amazing. And before we end, if you guys could provide us with some feedback, that would be amazing. So there is a post survey at the bottom. There's a little button that says complete survey. If you can complete this, it takes like 2 minutes. Tell us your thoughts. And then once you're done, just hang tight and we will get you over to the Oxy presentation. Should be switched over now for those of you that are still looking for that button. Keep an eye out. If it hasn't switched over, it'll happen in just a second. It's a little like right below my face. It's a little like teal button. It says complete feedback survey. All right. Hopefully you got it, Dre. If you guys have any questions before we switch over, you have like a minute with me. But otherwise, this is the perfect time to take the survey, grab a drink, grab a snack, maybe some dinner, depending on where you are. Excellent. Make sure that you're like all ready to go for the next presentation. Have a little halftime show. All right, we're looking good, you guys. Okay, good. Glad you guys found it. And I think a couple people were asking if the recording was going to come to you. It will come to you in your email in the next few days, so keep an eye out for it if there were some things that you missed. All right. So we have some people that were only able to stick around for the first part. The recording is going to be perfect for you then. So everything from today and tomorrow is what you guys will be getting. So if you can join us live tomorrow, that would be great. But if you can't, don't worry about it. You will still get all of the amazing content to review at another time. Thanks, Chantal. Tomorrow with Pittsburgh, you guys will be talking about health sciences. And then the later presentation is with Embry-Riddle, and that's the aeronautical university. So that is like flight science and engineering. Hopefully that answers your question. It's a pretty specific engineering, but still pretty cool. I think we saw some people that were interested in like flying and pilot licenses and things like that. All righty. So again, any last minute things you want to do before the next presentation gets started? Got about a minute. Take care of what you need to take care of, and we'll see you right back here. All right, you guys are getting ready to switch over, so you're going to lose me. Thank you so much, and continue to have fun. Ask a lot of questions. Get involved. That's why we've got you here live, and we're excited to see what you have to say with our presentation with Oxy. See you soon.